crucial moments. Okay. I wonder how similar it is. Will we still get to see the Yuzhong? Okay, not anymore. Never mind.
That's an instant ban. Don't worry, Lupi still has Lapu, so it's not the worst.
Yeah. Good call there. Just take it out. At least you aren't gonna have like super sure matchups. Like, oh, the Yuzhong is just pretty much gonna dominate whoever is gonna go up against.
Better question.
Most EXP leaders.
Better question. Why did Evil ban out Claude here? Is Claude not a consideration for Ven? I know that the one common thing amongst Filipinos is that they're really good at singing. They're all good at Claude.
Yeah.
Like it's built in your blood.
Yeah. But even the Freya gets respected here by ONIC immediately. So a lot of heroes are open, honestly. So the Jushin's won for sure. So is the Eve, which is, I think, a great response to that. Eve.
Yep. Cryo.
They call me a
How did he
hero
contest for it
because
though?
I saved my
Shin.
nation from falling apart.
Among the planes exists.
So we expected the Eve. I wasn't really expecting the Yi Shun Shin to come out this early on, but I guess they're using it as a blind pick, right? They're like, Kyrie, no matter what happens, we're gonna take care of you. Let's first show your pick, just so we have a better idea of what Evil is trying to grasp with this Zushin, and banning out the Claude, man, it's so strange to me.
Yeah, it's very concerning considering that they banned out the Cloud, they banned out the Yuzhong, they leave the Eve open, they prioritize Jushin. Okay, maybe this is why they want to pick the Leomord into the Jushin. Into the Eve, excuse me. That's sort of like their answer considering that they took out two of the best divers that can give this Eve a problem. Then they pick up a Uranus, which has been, okay, going back to the past, it's always like, okay, YSS on the other side, Uranus is a good pick.
Yeah, I think I figured it out here. I think Evil right now want to bait ONIC into picking, giving Skylar the carry. That's just the suspicion though, right? Because there's no real reason for you to show your Uranus this early on. Yes, it does work well with the Zushin, but now Esmeralda going to be the counter pick on the opposite side, and they still don't necessarily have to take the marksman. I feel that now that they know that Skylar is comfortable in playing the fighter style and will take advantage of Vengeance, Evil might just do the exact same thing.
What if this is also a flex, honestly?
Uranus Gold?
No, for the Esmeralda. Okay, there's the high loss, because I thought we would be seeing two horses finally, but maybe not. That's a lot of dive we're expecting to see from Evil. And maybe they'd want to take note of these options that could counter or answer back to these attempts. So the Gatot catch-up being one also gets taken out.
Very nice, very nice. I like this Gato ban. As much as I want Evil to have it, there's almost no way they're gonna get it. I'm pretty confident that ONIC would have just blind picked the Gato anyways, just as denial and raw appeal against someone like Leomord. Because if you taunt him out of the way, or he has to get on top of Barbiel, you can almost kind of preemptively AOG or taunt.
Because even if they're not playing like with Burst, I wouldn't mind if ONIC decide to pick up Cho as their role. Considering that they pick up the Esmeralda this early on because they're thinking, okay, Esmeralda, no matter what, will hit the point where Lupi can just front. It's not going to be easy to take this Esmeralda down. So they're already saying, this is our front line, then you can play for pickoff. You take away the Hilda, you took out the Grok earlier, there's no roamers left that could help potentially match that rotational speed that a Cho has. So if you just want mid-control, aggression, river control, you pick up Cho.
I think it's Cho Khalid that's going to be the contestant, actually.
Yeah, actually, yes.
There's an argument for both, because Khalid's really good playing into the RWM, and ONIC can honestly pick it up for themselves to just try to like, hey, if you are going to try and out-rotate me, I'm going to cut you down. Instead, they go for Chip, a more all-in style of it.
Yeah, so it's just Cho, I just got the last two letters wrong.
Yeah.
That was way funnier than I was expecting it to be. Very nice, very nice. I like that one a lot.
Okay. Well, at least there's not much sudden answers that Evil could throw out if ever they go for the shortcut plays. I mean, there's the Crimson Beacon and the Phantom Steed. But if they get to go in first with the right amount of damage, then that'll be okay. Especially if we don't know what Skylar is gonna pick yet.
Yeah, I don't think he has any decent options at this point. I mean, Claw would have been really, really nice for him, but you know, you get what you get. The Cho, as expected, gonna get locked in, called by Renmar himself. Their final pick, though, is going to be into the carry. So they waited all the way to the very end just to give it. I'm pretty sure that Skylar... Whoa!
What? So,
Oh.
so it is an Esmeralda gold, or
Yep.
it's an Arlo. No, it's an Esmeralda gold. It has to be.
Wait, did they switch? I'm gonna have to double
Wait,
check that.
let me also. Okay, it is.
Yeah, okay, it's Esme Gold.
It is Esme Gold. Interesting. I mean, Skylar, it's not uncommon because Skylar has done this before, but I like the fact that ONIC are really leaning into, hey, we can really play fighter golds. Quit letting it through.
Yeah, it seems like they also took the little thing that we mentioned earlier that trust Kyrie. That's 2 games now where they played fighter, and then it's really just play for the Yisan Shin. I mean, it worked out for SRG up against Team Liquid Philippines. Yeah, Team Liquid Philippines. So if that's the idea, maybe it'll work.
I don't know. I think it's kind of risky here right now. I think that ONIC's main win condition, if we're looking at the way we're heading on into the Land of Dawn, knowing this could be the final time we see evil, we need to look for weaknesses. Wait, Gear takes Aegis?
Oh!
Why? Why would he take Aegis?
We're against an Esmeralda.
There's even an Esmeralda on the other side. You didn't flick, you didn't purify, you go for Aegis.
Like, even Sprint makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Oh. A lot of questions for Evil in the early stages of the game, but at least they're doing decent in
They're not losing lane. that for starters already doing better than game number 1.
Yeah, and it's also Master Assassin. Cool.
What?
Master Assassin, Aegis, this
What is he going for?
a unique approach.
Okay.
But in the center, look at your boy.
Maybe this is the Singaporean, you know, MLBB surprise.
Wait, I'm thinking about this because Gear has a natural advantage against Ludwig at level 1 and level 2. So taking Master Assassin to really put him at odds, he can do stuff like this, where he can take like one tower shot, and then as long as he gets Max Sack Ionic Edge onto Lupi, he guarantees a winning trade. So I think right now, it's to make sure that Lupi doesn't get as far as head as he did in game number 1 on that Yuzong, knowing that he's out to make plays.
Okay. At least Sans doesn't really show up.
This is so cruel.
Yeah, they're holding the minions. Sans wasn't able to get it. Or he was. He was able to get 1 or 2 out of that.
I mean, credit to Gear. So far, he's been the one constantly shoving lane, and he is controlling Ludwig somewhat. So it's working out well for him. So far.
So far. Now Gear making sure that Lupi is really like deep underneath his turret, right? If anybody tries to make a move, at least he knows that Evil's got his back.
Evil is slightly ahead of ONIC in terms of the XP. Skylar goes in with a falling Star Moon here. He's just trying to zone out so many members. Real world manipulation though committed, and 2 members immediately get deleted. That's the final slash committed by Lupi and the flicker just to get away. Kiboy lands the stun on 3, and ONIC are still here, but it's Aether who gets the turtle away.
And now they take everything. This is where Kyrie... oh wait, actually Lupi is a little too low. Same goes for Kiboy. They don't have enough HP to kind of maintain this, especially against Gear. But hey, you know, Aegis, wow, you saw that Aegis go off. Wow, it protected him from so much damage, but he still died. That's crazy. It's like it's not a good spell.
So really fast. And even Skylar benefited from it, even for just a little bit.
I don't know, it just feels silly. It feels really, really silly to take Aegis, especially when you know that there's an Esmeralda on the other side anyways. Sure, you could be using it pretty decently for lane, but why not just take Sprint? Or why not just take, you know, something real simple? I would honestly make an argument for Execute even to be better than this Aegis.
Because he's the guy who can chase and just finish off kills if he wanted to.
Exactly. Go play for Peel.
Oh, and now Gear looks to be the target. There's a shortcut
Oh,
that's gonna be
2
completed
seconds.
on him.
Aw.
And immediately after that, they're going to resume and return to their individual lanes. Skylar gets the sense that there might be something up top
Oh
though.
my god.
So he will not try to defend any further. We'll just have to sacrifice the energy shield.
Nice. I thought maybe Boy had his ult ready to go, but he used it down on the bottom side, which is why it kind of snowballed in this particular manner. This is a good response from Evil.
Yeah, they went map to map. They get their carry out of lane. Now they can easily play S5, play 4 Ven. Was able to maximize the energy shield. They really don't have to worry about the Esmeralda too much, even though it already has 2 kills. Has enchanted Talisman. They have their first item on their carry, and then they can just build from this point. Hopefully with rotating together, they don't forget that there are still gold cards that they can give to that carry for just a little bit more of a boost in the gold department.
Yeah, beat him up, Gear. Beat him up ever so slowly. Punch him in his face. Riveting EXP gameplay. Wow, look at him go.
Let's watch this. Okay.
Wow.
That actually hurt.
I mean, he does. He genuinely can like dive him underneath the turret, knowing that Lippy just used his final slash. But now that wait, he missed out on 1 minute. You know what? Never mind. He doesn't need it. He's just gonna proxy the next wave, right?
Ooh. Boy's just holding this.
What is he doing? What is he doing? Are you proxying the wave? I want pick one.
Decision Gear. Did not cut it. Now he will make it. To the turtle goes to the mid. But then there is minion wave pushing down bot.
Your face.
I am losing it.
I gotta do play-by-play. Hold on. Now that's Way of the Dragon, which doesn't connect. Evil will really get this objective once again, but Keyboy and the other members of ONIC are actually gonna go for it. Gear is down, and not even the Aegis keeps him alive.
Oh. Okay. All right. Despite all of that, the biggest loser in this is still Gear. He lost an entire wave, nearly lost his tier 1, joined the fight, used his Aegis, still died. It is not going well for Gear at this point, and ONIC ID are taking full advantage that he doesn't have a Purify.
The kick from Powerful off angle, but that ended up being a turtle for Evil and another kill maybe.
Oh, Aether gets Barbiel. They're chasing after Skylar. That's 4 members onto him, and he cannot survive. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, he will not die for the 4th time.
Yet. Not yet. Not until he has his Aegis, of course. Classic. The classics. But Skylar honestly got pretty close to actually escaping that. Had he just charged his Falling Star move just a little bit longer, I think he would have made it over the wall before Sayla was able to get his max stacks of Butterfly to lift him up.
Still a very close game. It's Keyboy is being managed relatively well. The gold lead has not ballooned to an insane amount. Evil has gotten the first 2 turtles. Fen still hasn't died yet. They got him out of lane quicker. They maximized the energy shielding up top with the carry. By all means, Evil can suddenly turn this around if ONIC slip up. The thing is, it's a little bit more conditional of ONIC actually messing up instead of Evil taking the charge here. But they do have the tools.
Yeah.
There is still a gap favoring the Yisan over the Leomord, though. The good thing is Leomord's that hero. He can just clean up. So how do you get to the point where the members of ONIC are low enough for Leomord to clean up? Now that's the question.
Yeah, I think a lot of it just has to come down to Powerful and Ven making the initial attack, killing the target that gets Way of the Dragon, and then having to deal with the RWM later. Because Aether, no matter what, has to come in from like either a flank angle or needs to just peel for his backline. One or the other. He can't do both, unfortunately, but that's kind of up to ONIC, because this is a really good case study of Evil playing the reactive draft and defensive draft, while ONIC are the ones who are forced to make more plays.
Yeah, it's Powerful and Ven who have to work together for now, especially if they find the right targets. But at this point, ONIC ID, they're just showing themselves up, and it doesn't feel like they care. Powerful's already pretty low on this Cho, even before this turtle fight.
Yeah, it looked like ONIC were also trying to force the flicker out of him, but he decided to hold on to it, knowing that there's a lot of value with having the flicker on him. Free turtle for ONIC as no more roamer means no more contention for Evil.
Okay.
Again, I don't want to keep... Oh no. Oh no.
Now that's the Aegis.
Yes!
Now he's alive, but there's a shortcut and a falling star moon all thrown out at them at once. The final /2 catching multiple members. They trade out gear for loot B, an EXP for an EXP lane, but Evil at least defend the mid, but but will also have to give up powerful.
Okay, a 2-for-1 trade in favor of ONIC. They now actually have a decent lead against Evil at this stage. Man, it's so sad. Even with the Aegis, could not sustain the raw damage being pumped out right now. And the fact that Aether is already 2 levels down on Kyrie, these neutral objectives are pretty much uncontestable.
Well, Aether and Ven have not gone down yet. Even Sayla. The formation that Evil have been playing, it's sort of like a Singaporean Ube, just stick it together, play for your carry.
Yeah.
It's worked out well for them. The Crimson Beacon of Sayla has stopped ONIC being overly aggressive.
Another real world and final slash, bringing them right back into the real world manipulation. They get to finally take down that tier 1 in mid. Aether also using the Phantom Steed, but ONIC are not gonna fight head on.
What the heck, are we fighting or what? They need to make a couple of calls here, right? As much as they need to trade up, I think the one thing that Evil is really good at is identifying how much gold profit or loss they get from it. I think they have a very good sense of it, because now they know that ONIC ID has a lead. Being able to fight back is a good thing, but if they don't get a guarantee, they need that 100% guarantee that they get that one guy. If not, it's just not worth the time.
Boot beat goes in, but it's like everyone gets to dodge it. Powerful doesn't find the way of the dragon to answer back.
Still waiting for the Flicker to get back on that show. Sayla, Ven, Aether holding on for dear life every engagement. And slowly the lead of ONIC ID is getting to a point where it's unmanageable for Evil.
Yeah. Look at this. Look at this split that we got with Kyrie on the top side. He's got Keyboy already at a pretty good intersection, monitoring both the purple buff alongside with the Tribe Rush. Meaning anybody on this top side who starts moving past the tier 2s are going to be visible to Keyboy, allowing ONIC ID to make the decision. This is why Kyrie, he's coming back. He thought he was going to recall. No, they start moving towards the mid lane and now they're attacking.
Oh, the combo was not it. Keyboy now finds Ven in the backlines and the perfect usage of the real world, and the final slap seems like it might be a wipeout for Evil. Aether finds a trade on Sands, but now Gear is next, and that's the 5th to go down as a wipeout indeed happens, courtesy of ONIC ID.
Wombo combo done beautifully by ONIC ID. That flank from Keyboy with the conceal straight into the shortcut. Immaculate.
Powerful decided to call it, but in the end, it ended up being a wonderful setup for ONIC to get a massive win there. They get the Lord, they got the wipeout, and it now has gotten to an uncontrollable lead for ONIC. Evil's time is ticking. Let's look at the instant replay. Everything fell perfectly. Even the falling star moon, everything aligned for ONIC to pounce on that.
Just look at Keyboy. He's targeting Ren this entire time, and even Lupi is conveniently on top of him, which is like the best case scenario. It's like you're looking behind to see where the killer is chasing you, and when you look forward, it's just a wall full of knives. It's just, no matter what, you will find death.
Yeah, honestly, even the shortcut layered perfectly with the real world and keeping every single member of Evil in the range of the real world manipulation. So it's not like Keyboy's been using it aggressively all the time. It's like he's always also finding the time to use it in a manner that'll make sure they're able to maximize their other resources as well. Final Slash doesn't connect, way of the dragon just used to kick him away from the range. They still have the Lord. It's healthy in the mid lane, but they'll focus on taking down the other base turrets first. Here looking to be next, still has the Aegis though. Will he use it now? He does, but then he just needs one more hit before he goes down, but ONIC ID don't care. All they want is the sweep, but Evil are still trying to defend. But for now, they can! They take out some minions that are left, but finally, ONIC ID complete the sweep!
2-0, and now they get another life. One more series away for qualification. But unfortunately, we have to say goodbye to another region, another representatives. Evil put their hearts here up on that stage, and they played with everything they got.
Evil ended the 4-season reign of NIP Flash, or excuse me, Team Flash in Singapore, ending their streak. But today, they are not able to take down the Sky Kings. As Jakarta goes wild, they're champions. Still holding on. They now go up to the 2-2 bracket. Evil will have to go home.
Look at the Sonics. They're all having so much fun. And they definitely missed seeing ONIC in this form. Because even those plays from Keyboy on the Cho, and even when it was on the chip, it's a Cho, but he got the last two letters wrong. The chip and the Eve still finding ways to link up to. This is the ONIC we've been wanting to see.
The ONIC that people were expecting. But the faces, you can tell, they wanted to have a better showing. They understood the enemy ahead of them. The Goliaths, the Sky Kings, as you may call them. But at the very least, they wanted to show that Singapore had just a little bit more.
Yeah. Clean, perfect. And as expected for ONIC, this is the type of performance that they needed to deliver. Because anything other than this would have raised questions. This was a definitive answer to all of the doubters here today. ONIC are still here. Best of ones historically, maybe it just doesn't go well for them. But definitely the best of threes, much more comfortable, much more determined as well.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps build up that ego, build out that confidence, because the journey isn't over yet for ONIC. They still have another match ahead of them after the draw to see if they can qualify. But the smiles on Kyrie does tell you, and considering that both Sans as well as Keyboy nonchalantly take off their headsets, they know we can definitely do better, but for now, this will be good enough.
Yep.
Thank you for the effort, Evil. Hope to see you bounce back in the next one. But now, it's the Sky King's time of glory.
Evil has let the world see a different side of Singapore MLBB. We bid you the best of luck as you make your way back onto the world stage. And of course, another team that survives elimination today, the homegrown heroes, ONIC Indonesia! Right now with me here on stage, we have Kyrie and Skylar. Boys, congratulations. That was a very clean and deserving of victory. But let's cut to the chase. A lot of people has been wondering or even worrying, what is going on with ONIC? Why such a shaky start?
I think, personally, I think it's just because of the best of one curse for ONIC. I think that's our biggest problem.
The biggest obstacle is getting over the curse.
Yeah.
Now that we have entered a best of 3 and tomorrow you guys will be playing again, you think it's gonna be smoother now?
Because it's not best of one anymore, I think it'll be, a lot smoother.
A lot smoother. I think that's what the Indonesians want to hear in the arena. And of course, Skylar, you guys entered the competition being one of the favorites. A lot of people expected you guys to win. But how is it like managing the expectation? While Kyrie is translating, so masa ONIC ID qualify untuk M7, ramai orang ada ekspektasi tinggi untuk ONIC ID. So, macam mana Skylar manage expectation ramai orang tu untuk perform yang lebih bagus di M7?
Bahasa Indonesia kan ini?
Well, now we're stuck!
Mungkin kekalahan kemarin menjadi pelajaran lah buat kita, dan kita sekarang ya udah nothing to lose ya, jadi kita nggak pikirin apa-apa lah, jadi kita kasih yang terbaik aja.
They're currently on a nothing to lose mindset. So you know what? At the end of the day, they have nothing to lose. They're just doing their best and performing on the M7 world stage. So, adakah kemenangan ini maksud tu ONIC sudah selesai semua masalah dalam ONIC? Does this win mean that you guys have already fixed whatever internal problems you guys had with the best of ones and everything? Udah selesai kah masalahnya?
nggak tahu sih, nggak mikir ke situnya. Jadi cuman ya problemnya ya kalau BO1 ya menurut gua nggak ada problem juga. Cuman ya kita adaptasi juga dan sekarang udah BO3 harusnya kita lebih confident.
Skylar said that problems will always exist, but they have adapted to it, and of course, they're just gonna do their best. And Kyrie, before the match started, we were catching up outside with your friend Sayla, and you did say that you're gonna send him home today, Kyrie. Is there a message perhaps for Sayla after you really send them home?
Be careful in the airport.
Be careful at the airport. Okay, that is something. And of course, Kyrie, tomorrow you guys will be playing your final game this Swiss stage. Is there a message for the Sonics to reassure them that you guys will be getting 1 knockout slots for yourself?
I think Skylar wanna talk.
Skylar.
He has a message for the fans.
Okay, nice one. Skylar, mau cakap anything kepada Sonics?
Oh, pesan-pesan.
Yes, untuk mendapatkan last knockout slot untuk Onyx.
Pesan-pesan buat Sonic, ya ada istri gue juga yang udah support gue, ya dan buat Sonic support kita juga karena besok kita masih ada match dan doain semoga kita kasih yang terbaik.
Alright, he said tomorrow we shall pray for the best and hopefully the best will come for ONIC Indonesia. Once again, boys, congratulations on making it out of the elimination match. What an intense day. With that, let us show it back to the casters to give us a rundown on what happened in this incredible clean sweep from the side of ONIC Indonesia.
The perfect series for a much-needed comeback for a team that needed it. Honestly, best way to describe what we just saw. 2 dominating games by ONIC, where we saw their best qualities. Clearly, a lot of things need to be shaken up for Evil.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that can be said about it. I feel like very lackluster. I don't want to be too harsh on them because no matter what, they're still our brothers just across the causeway from the Malaysian region. And I do hope that they eventually, this is a learning experience, it's something, you know, to take. But we say that every year. It's M7 at this point, so it's like eventually they're going to get there.
Yeah, hopefully so. That's been a lot of learning experiences for Evil. And especially for those players who finally got to return or play in the international stage, that's definitely something they are going to carry over to their next appearances, if any. But our MVP for that game has to be the Yi Sun Shin, which, as we've talked about, the hero they just decided to trust everything with. It's the Yi Sun Shin for 2 games in a row that they've decided to prioritize and not anything else, not the Leords, not the other usual assassins we're used to seeing from Kyle. So it seems like for this series at least, they've revolved their playstyle significantly around the Yi Sun Shin.
I mean, not only that, right? If we say that Kyrie is like, oh, he's going back into his like Yi Sun Shin days, well, let's say Skylar is going back into his fighters because that's exactly what we saw here in this game. Every single interaction did feel very intentional, specifically coming in from our boys here at ONIC, right? And I think that ONIC Indonesia did a really good job in a couple of areas. Number one, when they're in losing positions, what are they doing? And a lot of it just boils down to how do you out-macro your opponents with chip? That's why, look, he never needs to be quote-unquote in position, he's just waiting for the trigger. And in each one of these fights, the RWM is so instrumental in buying just enough time for Chip to actually get in and drop the portal in the first place. So with all these delayed times, where do you find, if you are Evil, how exactly do you find these big punishes? Number one, a lot of it really comes down to the macro. And I think that the macro is very, very evident in moments like this. Now, let's look at the map that we see right before us, right? Yi Sun Shin is on the top side of the map. Chip is looking for a potential angle to get him in there. The question is, how is he going to do that? And as you see the play slowly developed, Kyrie gets into the middle of this fight with the portal that was just dropped after the RWM almost instantaneously, while the top side of the map is getting pushed down into enemy territory. So again, it's not like ONIC is fighting for the sake of fighting, but more importantly is making sure that even if they do lose the fight, the convergence of gold for Evil is close to 0, or better yet, In a winning situation, they get everything. All the jungle, all the neutral objectives, and every single one of these towers don't stand a chance, especially in these last moments. After out-macroing them for about 8 minutes straight, the deficit is just too big. Outscaled, stat-checked, and the people who are supposed to hold out in the early game, they just didn't scale, and Uranus fell off.
Well,
Wait,
ONIC,
the way it happens.
yeah, exactly. And what's great is that they also just, despite everything that has happened,
Yeah.
they also just showed up and said, Kyrie, take the charge. No matter what happens, we'll protect you. We got you. You'll get your farm. You'll be able to pop off when needed. And he ended up walking with a maniac. Of course, you also see there the frustration from the members of Evil.
Yeah.
I believe in that one it was Gear, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, there was Gear, the reaction that we got to.
Yeah.
Even Powerful also had frustrations with that game. I mean, can't blame him. ONIC just looked like every single motion that they had was just red.
Yeah, but it's just so hard to think that some of the most important calls in that game, which gave ONIC the full advantage, were made by Powerful.
Yeah.
Especially though that one instance where we saw the real world manipulation into the shortcut into the final slash happen, because I feel like that was obviously a call for Powerful to go for someone, but
Yeah.
do we still wanna like point out the
I mean, there's nothing much you could have done, right? Because no matter what, the layers upon layers upon layers of like natural CC that ONIC actually has, if he wasn't going to get if the way the dragon wasn't cancelled out by the RWM, it was going to get cancelled out by the shortcut, or when Keyboy decides to ram into him, or the falling star moon coming in from Skylar, or the final slide. Like, there's no way you can dodge all of it. And I think that Powerful tried his best, but I think they needed to break out of the template. When was Powerful going to show up and maybe set up a kill for Gear with the help of Aether, right? Yeah. A lot of these motions are too staple, too set in stone. We need to be a little bit more flexible in these areas. Maybe not so the early game, but hopefully it improves from there for Evil to see that there is a bigger picture, because their macro is good when they are actively thinking about it. But when it's the autopilot, holy, they crash.